EAGLES, Eagles.
Missed you. Marc Farzetta with you here. Fightins Postgame show brought to you by Colony Pools and Power Washing. It's nice to have you along for the ride. Even nicer to have the Phillies jump out to a 1-0 series lead on the Miami Marlins. Despite being 6-7 against the Marlins this season, the Phillies jump out and take care of business exactly as you wanted them to take care of business with a 4-1 victory in Game 1. Zack Wheeler, incredible. Bryce Harper, fantastic. Even though it was the last Phillies starter to get a hit, whatever, he made it count by running through the stop sign of Dusty Wathan. Dusty Wathan at third base today. Ineffective. I will chalk it up as ineffective, but I want to concentrate on all the great stuff that we saw tonight when it came to Zack Wheeler, when it came to Bryson Stott, Nick Castellanos, JT Realmuto, Christian Pache. A lot of people I saw on the old social media there before the game did not like Christian Pache starting out in left field today over Brandon Marsh. Now, Brandon Marsh is the better ball player. Let's not be crazy here, okay? Let's not be crazy, all right? He's a better ball player. However, in this particular instance, hasn't really hit he has not hit left-handed pitching very well this season. So what I'd like to do with him is not start him up against Luzardo. I'd rather have Christian Pache go up against Luzardo to start things off. And boy, did that look like the right decision after a couple of innings as Pache came up with a couple of hits, including driving in a run as well. So I was fine with that before the game. I'm fine with it now after the game. But let's start by talking about the guy that I think set the tone for this ball club tonight, and that was Zack Wheeler. Nasty. In a word, nasty. Through 6 2/3, he looked like he had the cheat codes when it came to throwing against the Marlins tonight. The sweeper was sweeping like none other. The sinker was fooling guys. You saw time after time he kept guys off balance. Even in one instance, got that curveball on Chisholm in the game in the 4th inning to get out of that inning after he had struck out Soler on back-to-back sinkers. Then he got Chisholm to strike out, swinging over top that curveball. Who would have expected it? I didn't expect it, but he just whipped it out at that exact time. And, man, were they left dumbfounded, the Miami Marlins tonight. Zack Wheeler was incredible, and I know it's not – it doesn't say anything about his start tonight. I get it, but you still wish when a guy is cruising along like he was cruising along tonight. 6 2/3, 5 hits, 1 run, unfortunately, he ended up getting dinged for. But his night ends on back-to-back infield singles. One, an incredible play by Alec Boehm that prevented a runner to get to third base from getting to third base, still allowed a run to score. Boehm made a throw from his behind to first base, and they just weren't able to get I think it was Soler running on that one, as a matter of fact. Then, unfortunately, nobody was covering. Nobody was covering first base in that 7th inning as well. So they weren't able to get the out right there. Harper, a little too in, playing a little too in. I think an experienced first baseman just retreats back to first base to make the play, let the second baseman make the play, and just throw the runner out. Also, Zack Wheeler from jump, I think, has to just, once that ball's hit to the left side of the infield, you got to make a beeline for that first base bag, just in case. And obviously there was a delay there. So I put it more on Wheeler, being that he is a little bit more used to fielding that position, more so than Harper is used to fielding first base. So I'll put it to you guys like that. While I'm on that subject, before I go any further with the game, and yeah, I was just amazed by everything I saw from Zack Wheeler tonight. Rhys Hoskins threw out the first pitch tonight. Speaking of first baseman, I'm fine with it. I know a lot of people thought it was the perfect person. I know people thought it was amazed. Nice. I'm not overly joyed by it. I'm not overwhelmed. I'm not moved. I'm okay. That's where I'm at right there. Yeah, that's my reaction. Yeah, you can call me a heartless bastard all you want. Yeah, that's where I was on that. Oh, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be great. It's going to be cool. That's where I was. You know what I was amazed by? You know what I thought was so cool? Philadelphia, I love you. I really do. You are beautiful. But damn, you sexy in postseason baseball. Ooh, baby. All the crowd shots tonight, all the social media posts, use guys and your friends posting the pictures and the videos from CBP, even before the first pitch was thrown, the rally towels going nuts in the stadium. It was beautiful. And there is no better time. And I've been saying this for a week now, but there's really no better time to be in Philadelphia than September and October. And I know the Phillies put that in their hype video, which is awesome because I couldn't agree more. September, October in Philadelphia, especially when the Phillies are having a red October like they're having right now. And the Eagles are undefeated, 4-0 at this point. There is nothing better than right now in Philadelphia. Nothing better than right now in Philadelphia. And the Phillies took that to the nth degree. Zach Wheeler, like I've been talking about, has been fantastic. The Bats came through tonight with 4 runs scored. Bryce Harper will get to his play there in the 8th inning of the ballgame. It was great to see that. But I want to start it off as far as this offense went, really in chronological order here. Here's the way you can look at it with the Phillies tonight, with the way they went up against the Miami Marlins tonight. First and foremost, Zach Wheeler goes out 1-2-3 inning, 10-pitch inning there in that first inning. Fantastic. Bryson stopped backing him up at second base with that great diving play to rob Bell of would have been his first hit of the ballgame. And then they go into that first inning. Let's start it off in that first inning, okay? Kyle Schwarber slaps a single to right field. So you got your leadoff hitter on. Then Trey Turner gets a double. Then all of a sudden, before you blink, you got second and third with nobody out. Alec Boehm batting third tonight against the left-handed pitching Luzardo. Goes with the pitch to opposite field. Jesus Sanchez is in pursuit of this baseball. Kyle Schwarber's tagging up at third base. Sanchez makes the play on the ball, fires home. Schwarber starts running. Wathan holds him up. I was shocked. If you're Dusty Wathan in that situation, this is what I mentioned earlier about not exactly the best night for Dusty Wathan. If you're Dusty Wathan, you read the feet of the right fielder. There is no way Sanchez is running towards the right field line, fielding, turning, and then throwing on the money to home. That ball was deep enough where Kyle Schwarber could have scored. That throw was not going to be good enough like the one that Chisholm ended up throwing out on Nick Castellanos later in the ballgame, where all his momentum was going forward. That's a tough one right there to send Nick Castellanos on, who's not exactly, as we've covered many times on this show, fleet of foot. But in this particular instance, first inning, I would have sent Schwarber there at home. You look at the footwork of the right fielder in that instance in Sanchez, and it just wasn't there to make a good throw. You would have been up 1-0. Now, the counter argument to that, if you're arguing the big old grand book of baseball, no, you got Harper coming up. You would only have one out. You got the meat of the order. You don't send him in that instance because the other guys in the lineup can bring him home. Yes, you are correct. But I'm not talking about the general scenario in which you go by the book. I'm talking about this scenario where the right fielder did not have good footing on the throw and in no way, shape, or form was going to make a good throw to home. And what ended up happening? The throw was well up the line. Schwarber would have scored easily, and the Phillies would have been up 1-0. So, strike one for Dusty Wathan. Strike one for Dusty Wathan. Now, going to that second inning, no big deal. Another 10-pitch inning there for Zach Wheeler. Another 1-2-3 inning for him. Going to the bottom of the second inning. Phillies go down 1-2-3. Going to the third inning. Sanchez gets the first hit of the ballgame. An 0-2 pitch that just made it past Trey Turner into left field. So it was the first hit of the ballgame for the Marlins. Then Birdie goes up there and strikes out a 1-2 sweeper. That was just a thing of beauty tonight from Zach Wheeler. Then Fortes goes up there and he grounds into the 4-3 double play to get out of that inning. Going to the third inning, this is where things start to get really interesting. Yohan Rojas, all right? Just like we were talking about at the end of the season, like Pache scores Rojas to win it just the way they drew it up, or Rojas scores Pache just the way they drew it up, right? All that stuff. He leads off that inning in the third there with a 9-pitch at bat that he wins the battle with a single into right field. Schwarber goes up there. There's a wild pitch. Rojas goes to second. Schwarber ends up striking out, looking at a fastball away. Then Turner goes up there, and he pops out to second. Now you got 2 outs in the inning, a runner in scoring position. Alec Boehm comes up clutch. Hits a sharp grounder down the left field line, banks off the turn there in left field. It's an RBI double there for Alec Boehm. Phillies go up 1-0. Then Harper lines out to third to end that threat. You go into the 4th inning. Bell gets his first hit of the ballgame. This one just beat Stott. Stott got Bell the first time around. Bell got Stott the second time around in that 4th inning. But that was a 2-out hit in that situation, and that was where you saw in the 4th inning Wheeler be able to get out of at least a runner being on base with that nasty curveball that he did not use too often tonight, but he used it beautifully against Chisholm there in the 4th. Then in that 4th inning, the bottom of the 4th inning, JT Realmuto leads off with a single. Then you got Nick Castellanos going up there with the bloop double down the right field line. Somehow, magically, Nick Castellanos found some jets and just barely beat out the throw there to second base. But now you got a runner on second and third. Pause. Let's hold it right there in the 4th inning. Nick Castellanos. Apparently it was the ring finger. I'll say this. I'm just going to say this. Okay. I don't know what, but if it was anybody else on the Phillies roster, anybody else in that situation, I would have thought, oh, it's the ring finger. He's showing him the ring finger because he wants to win a championship. I don't know what it is about Nick Castellanos. I just wouldn't put it past him flipping off his teammates in a very fun Larry David, F you, I'll see you tomorrow. F you too, that kind of thing. If you've ever seen the GIF, okay, the show, whatever. That's what I would have chalked it up as. But if it was anybody else other than Nick Castellanos, I would have said, oh, ring finger. The fact that it was Nick Castellanos, the fact that it was Scooby-Doo himself doing it, I thought, oh, he's flipping off his teammates. That's hilarious, all in good fun. Then they go back on the broadcast and like, hey, by the way, guys, that wasn't his middle finger. That was totally his ring finger. This would have been more appropriate. I've seen, I don't know who it was that put it out there, but they said like the Steph Curry thing, pointing that you want the ring. That would have made more sense. But whatever. Phillies now are in a situation where they got a runner on second and third, and they're looking to do some damage there against the Marlins. Second and third, nobody out. Bryson Stott goes up there, gets the RBI single up the middle. It's a 2-0 ball game. Unfortunately, in that instance, Dusty Wathan, and I saw Kevin Nagandi of ESPN, Temple's own Kevin Nagandi of ESPN, put it out there while he was watching the game, saying that Dusty Wathan might have been influenced there by not sending Kyle Schwarber in the first inning, saying, I'm going to send Nick Castellanos in this instance. That's not the instance I would have sent Nick Castellanos. All the momentum of your center fielder there, and Chisholm was going home. And he ended up gunning down Nick Castellanos. Although a close play, I wouldn't have sent Castellanos on that one. Then, either way, Pache comes up there in that instance with 1 out. He gets an RBI single. Stott's able to score on that. And then Rojas flies out to right field to end that. By the time it was said and done there in the 4th inning, it was 3-0 in favor of the Phillies. Then another 1-2-3 inning in the 5th inning for Zach Wheeler. You go into the 5th inning. Phillies get a leadoff hit. Couldn't do anything with it when it came to Trey Turner. Skip over to the 7th inning, and that's where you ran into some trouble there, unfortunately, when it came to Zach Wheeler. Soler strikes out to start off the inning on another nasty sweeper. Bell gets a double. Castellanos made a decent throw, just a little too late, unfortunately. Chisholm comes out there. He strikes out looking at a 96-mile-per-hour sinker, low in the zone, but he was able to get him on it there. Berger then gets the infield single. Harper late and in. Unfortunately, on the infield there, Wheeler late getting to first base. Now you have a first and third 2-out situation. De La Cruz comes up with the RBI single. You got a first and third situation. Boehm saves a run by being able to get to that ball at third base. And then they take out Wheeler and they bring in Jose Alvarado, who certainly handled the business tonight. But that 1 run in the 7th inning made it a 3-1 ball game. Going to the 8th inning now, Birdie. He strikes out on a low sinker with Alvarado still pitching. Hampson goes up there. He grounds out to Trey Turner at short. Arise starts to put a little bit of a worry into some people, getting his first hit of the ball game into center field. A sinker from Jose Alvarado that was just off the knuckles of a rise to put it into center field for his first hit of the game. Alvarado out, Hoffman in, 4-pitch inning for Hoffman, or a third of an inning, I should say, for Hoffman. He gets Soler to ground into the 6-4 fielder's choice to get out of that one. And then bottom of the 8th inning, Castellanos goes in there, gets the RBI double, plating Bryce Harper. There is no way. Now, this was the third strike, if you will, for Dusty Wathan, and perhaps the most egregious, because if you're just ignored, that's not a good thing. Bryce Harper was on first base. Nick Castellanos puts one down the left field line. Harper, and they pointed this out during the broadcast, and absolutely, it's correct. Harper's got to play in front of him the entire way. You got one out. Harper's got to play in front of him. Nothing was stopping Bryce Harper from scoring on that. And it wasn't even close. Dusty Wathan puts up the stop sign on Bryce Harper with one out. And Bryce Harper goes, no. I got this. Thanks. Appreciate you. Love ya. But I got this. And he is trucking around third base, scores easily. Before that inning, I thought Harper was going to do something. Knowing he was coming up in the next inning, I thought Harper was going to do something. I don't know if it was going to be a home run, but I felt like it had been a minute since the roof had blown off of Citizens Bank Park. It had been a minute since the offense did something to make the crowd go absolutely bonkers. It had been a minute. And Harper just absolutely handled that, with Nick Castellanos obviously bringing him home on that double. Castellanos on the throw ended up making third base, but they weren't able to bring him home, unfortunately, after that. But that made it a 4-1 ball game. Kimbrel came in, gave a little bit of a scare with the double to Bell there in the 9th inning, and then the Phillies were able to shut it down after that for the 4-1 Phillies victory. This is huge. This is huge for so many reasons, and you know it's huge for so many reasons. But big thing here is that I don't trust Aaron Nola tomorrow. I do not trust Aaron Nola in the least bit. I am concerned. I am worried. But Zach Wheeler went out there tonight, and he looked like an ace. He looked exactly like you would want an ace to look like. And throughout the season, he had the most 6 scoreless inning performances of any Phillies pitcher, and he was dominant for the most part. When he was on, man, he was on. And Luzardo came into this game with actually some pretty decent numbers against the Phillies, but just not tonight, not at CBP, not in front of that crowd. And Zach Wheeler fed off of that crowd tonight, while Luzardo cowered in front of that crowd tonight. Sometimes the moment's too big for you. It looked like it was too big for Luzardo. It was not too big for Zach Wheeler. Zach Wheeler was hunting for that kind of start to get into the postseason. Say to hell. Hopefully Aaron Nola's along the same way. To hell with the regular season. The whole thing starts anew right now. We're going to take your comments coming up in a few here on the Fightins Postgame Show, brought to you by Colony Pools and Power Washing.
Win and save this baseball season from Colony Pools and Power Washing, a local company serving Delaware, Delco, and Chester County since 1970. Are you tired of looking at your green house? Is your roof, siding, deck stained green from algae and mold? Let the experts pressure wash your home and take the pressure off of you. Win with Colony Pools and Power Washing. Call them now at 302-762-2250. That's 302-762-2250.
When it comes to the fight against insurance companies, large corporations, and the healthcare industry, injured victims are always the underdog. But that doesn't worry us. At Messa & Associates, we're an injury law firm from Philadelphia, and we come to fight. Our clients know that they've got representation with a chip on its shoulder, and it's the same chip that makes Philly the toughest city in the country. Call 215-568-3500 or visit us online at messalaw.com. Messa & Associates, the toughest injury firm in Philadelphia.
Go for the pulls and the pools. Go for the oohs and the ahs. Go for the bubbles and the bubbly. Go for the story and the stories. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
The dark.
But I once heard someone say,
But as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid.
as long as you face the fear.
And keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life,
Count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Fightins Postgame show here on the JAKIB Media YouTube channel. Don't forget, October and November, best time for pressure washing your home. And Colony Pools wants you to take advantage of their special Red October pricing. Colony Pools, the official sponsor of the JAKIB Fightins Postgame show this season. And this postseason, go to flywithcolony.com or call 302-762-2250. That's 302-762-2250, or go to flywithcolony.com. Before we get to your comments, want to set the scene for tomorrow night real quick. Aaron Nola getting the start for the Philadelphia Phillies. If you remember, I have been over the moon excited with the fact that the Phillies and Aaron Nola's last three starts, he has had at least at most 2 runs in his last 3 starts. That is his best stretch of the season for consecutive starts, not allowing more than 2 runs in those starts. Now, against St. Louis, he went 4 2/3, allowing 2 runs. 4 2/3 ain't exactly a brag, but it's still only 2 runs scored. Then against Atlanta, he went 6 innings, allowing just 2 runs on 6 hits. 6 hits. Then against Pittsburgh, in his last start of the season, he went 6 2/3, allowing 1 run. It was a homer on 4 hits. The last time Aaron Nola sucked, unfortunately, it was against these Miami Marlins. Wow. Miami Marlins back on the 9th of September, where he just went 4 1/3, allowing 4 runs on 7 hits and did give up a home run as well. By the way, 16 strikeouts for Nola in his last 2 starts, so not too shabby there. That's who gets the ball for the Phillies tomorrow night. Either way, I'm excited. Either way, I'm looking forward to it. Braxton Garrett gets the start for the Marlins tomorrow, 26-year-old left-handed pitcher. He last made a start against the New York Mets back on the 27th. 4 runs, 4 innings of work. Before that, he also started against those same Mets, going 6 innings scoreless. He actually had 12 innings in his 2 starts, allowing no runs. 12 scoreless against the Mets and the Brewers before his last start of the season. So that's what it looks like for tomorrow. Let's get it over to you guys and see what you guys have to say about this game tonight and how you liked your Phillies, what you liked, what you didn't like. Smile and be happy. Wheeler was awesome. I concur. April! Hey, April. Ring the bell. Tyler Bolitz, Zach Wheeler, fire. I agree. Farzy can't bench the bar. Good win, Farzy. This is a great win. I want Aaron Nola to prove me wrong. I want Aaron Nola to show me that he can be a big game pitcher. I mean, we have seen guys not have great regular seasons. We have seen guys that have good stuff not have great regular seasons. And this was certainly not a great regular season for Aaron Nola, to put it uber kindly. Be a big game pitcher tomorrow. You could change everything by being incredible. Remember before Trey Turner turned it around and we were talking about, hey, just make the playoffs. And all of a sudden, Trey Turner has an incredible October. All is forgiven. Well, I don't know. Well, no, I do know. If Trey Turner never turns it on, then this Phillies team is certainly not making the number 1 wild card spot. Maybe they're getting the 3rd wild card spot, but they're not getting the number 1 wild card spot. So Trey Turner obviously turned things around there, as we all know. Aaron Nola can turn things around with one hell of a postseason run. One hell of a postseason run, and all of a sudden you're talking about big money in the offseason again. I know that worries a lot of people, but I'm just talking about the individual motivation other than just winning. You want to go into the offseason, oh, well, I just helped carry this team to a World Series victory. That's a nice little bargaining chip. That's a nice little thing called leverage in your corner. So, hey, you want to turn things around for yourself, Aaron Nola? Now's a good time. Look, regular season, you already started. Granted, it wasn't against the best offenses in all the baseball when you did it, but bottom line is you went out there and did it. You got shelled by worse teams before. You beat up on some bad teams. Taking a no-hit bid in the 7th inning against the Tigers, that's a pretty good night. Granted, it was the Tigers who had one of the worst offenses in all of baseball, but it doesn't matter. We're just waiting for you to figure things out. I will say one thing about tonight's umpire when it came to Zach Wheeler, and it was definitely both ways. First off, nothing was a strike. Oh, my God. This was Bryce Harper's dream umpiring when it came to appeals. Nothing was a strike. Nobody went. No, everyone checked their swing. No plane was broken, whatever. But as far as Wheeler went, as far as Luzardo went, it benefited the Phillies somehow magically here, but Wheeler used everything. Wheeler used every inch of that strike zone tonight. And it certainly helped in certain situations. Kyle Schwarber is kind of the biggest culprit of this. If it's close, he doesn't protect the plate. There's a couple instances where that came back to bite him. Now, I'm fine with it. That's just the way he plays. But I'm just saying it as an example of that strike zone being a little bit bigger than what some of these guys are used to seeing. But thank you, Crazy. What's up? All around great win. Absolutely, Tyler. Hit the like button. Oh, thanks, Tyler. Appreciate you. Worst performance of the night? Dusty Wathan, says Crazy. Crazy. Funny name. You rarely say anything that I find crazy. But no, I don't find that crazy at all. Dusty Wathan had himself a bad. If by the third decision you have to send somebody home, the runner is ignoring you, you're not having a great night as a third base coach. And I like Dusty Wathan. This is not like a, oh, man. Oh, wait, World Series. Steve Smith, third base coach. The Phillies won the World Series in 2008. The first thing Ruben Amaro Jr. did when he took over was he fired Steve Smith, the third base coach. Dusty Wathan, a lot better than Steve Smith, okay? Tonight was not a good night. Everyone and anyone can have a bad night. Dusty Wathan had a bad night. Jason A., what's up, Jason A.? Awesome win. Damn right. Let's get hype over one more win and get ahead to the NLDS. I hope so. I literally almost read my own comment saying hello to everyone. Okay, I'm going to skip over that one. 1 down, 12 to go. Farzy, you damn right. Dynasty 215. Legal hands to the face. Hey! What's up? Bill Colarulo. How you doing, buddy? Check out Legal Hands to the Face right here on the JAKIB Media Sports Channel, ladies and gentlemen. Not sure I've ever loved a Phillies player more than I love Bryce Harper. Absolute legend. I mean, it's hard for someone to, for me, beat Pete Incaviglia, for me, beat Chase Utley, but Bryce Harper is climbing the charts, baby. He is climbing the charts. Camel. I'm just going to say hi, Camel. You can keep your name, but I'm just going to refer to you as Camel. Nola will get lit up like a Christmas tree tomorrow. Well, I didn't want to say it, but yeah, okay. What a name, Harris. Moving on. Definition of an ace. Absolutely. Bill, let's go Phillies. Woo. Wow. Yep. Thank you, S. Thank you. Fat Billy from Philly. Harper should have played the bag there. Look, absolutely. If Rhys Hoskins is playing in the game tonight, he's at first base. I don't mean like he's playing first base. I mean, on that particular play, he's at first base. He's not trying to make some kind of miraculous play like Harper was trying to do on that. I think he makes the right play, which is just go to the back. And I think you're exactly right. Bottom line, Wheeler also had a mistake on that play. He should have covered first. As soon as that ball, in that situation, because what do you have? You have 2 outs in that situation. Balls hit to your left. From Little League, baby. Balls hit to your left, you take off to first base. There's no harm there. Wheeler was late doing it. This is what should have happened. Wheeler should have saw the ball hit to the left side of the infield, to his left, and then started running over, and then saw Bryce Harper already at first base, out of the inning, done. That's what should have happened. Harper not being an experienced first baseman, and he's been great at first base, especially for someone who's never played. That's incredible. That was one mistake. I put it more on Harper. I put it more on the first baseman in that instance. Again, the grand book of baseball, but knowing the particular case-by-case basis that this is, the example of Bryce Harper not being a first baseman regularly, I understand why he would make that mistake. Plus also knowing his mentality. Like I told you guys before his first game against the Pirates where he played first base, I said, you think Bryce Harper's going to play like a timid first base? Bryce Harper's going to be like a wild man at first base. First play he makes, he jumps into the camera well at PNC. The man only knows one gear. Either way, Wheeler should at least made a quicker attempt to get over to first base. But yes, typically speaking, that's the first baseman's ball. Third base coach almost cost 3 runs. And how about that? They still won by 3 runs. But you're exactly right, Stanley. Wait, no, that was M5. What's up, M5? Stanley, if they go all the way and Nola matches Wheeler, do the Phillies work out a contract for him and restructure a contract for him? Possibly. Look, if we know anything now about this Phillies ownership group, they want to spend money. They want to spend money. And don't forget, you still got the Buck cousins involved. You obviously got Middleton, and now you got Middleman as well. Middleman's out there as well. And how about John Middleton being out there on the field throwing baseballs at people again before the game? Beautiful. Wait, what? Flyers in the stadium tonight in Philly shirts? All right, sounds good. What else do we have with you wonderful people? Joe. What's up, Joe? Dusty needs to go next off. See, I'm not at the point where I'm like, Dusty Watson sucks. He's always sucked. He's terrible. I think he has been very good. I was very surprised to see him have such a bad game tonight. But again, like, I'll go to this, and I always go to this in all the sports, but it really is. You can have the big book of baseball, of all the grand rules that you're never broken, right? Throw that out the window. You got to read the footwork of Sanchez in right field tonight. If he's fielding that ball with his feet pointed towards the line, there's no way he's squaring up and making a good throw home. The minute you see that, Watson, and here's the other thing. Schwarber was going. Schwarber watched the catch and then took off for home and wow! By that point, you already know that it's not going to be a good throw. You already know it's not going to be a good throw. And he held him up. The Castellanos instance, all of the momentum's going home. That guy's he's got a good arm already, Chisholm. We know it through the season. He's going to throw a guy out. And it was a perfect throw. It was bang, bang play. But still. Game would have broken open and they would have been dead in the water going forward. Fat Billy from Philly. All right. Lincoln's Hawk. Love me some. What's up? What's up, Lincoln's Hawk? Great name. What the hell? How does Bell keep making the number 2? Wow. I don't know, but he's got one hell of a run in doing it. Wathan does this a lot. See, I don't see him doing it a lot, Joe Whip. I don't see him doing it a lot. I think we notice it more than not because obviously when he makes a mistake, it's very noticeable. But I have not noticed this on a consistent basis from Dusty Wathan as a third base coach. Will there be a Farzy show in the morning? Farzy can't bench the Bear? Absolutely, there'll be a Farzy show in the morning. What am I going to take the morning off after a playoff baseball game and the Eagles being undefeated? No days off, bro. No, that's why I can bench the bar. Damn it. Anyway, Alvarado's up down concerned me. It concerned me as well, Professor Dutch, but it ended up still working out. Kimbrel concerned me even more, but they pulled it off. I thought he was going to unravel after the double. Oh, man, I think we all were just waiting. Oh, just breathing into a paper bag. Just please let this be over with, no problem. Kimbrel still worries me. I agree. Kimbrel is going to stress me out even more during the playoffs. April, I agree. Berger is basically Rod Farva. Joe Marucci, what's up, bud? Just win, baby, as always. Idol 76. I remember every time the Phillies lost in the regular season, you made it sound like the sky was falling, like they were supposed to go undefeated or something. Yeah, that's the problem when you do a show every day. You have to treat each game like it really matters. Even though in the grand scheme of things. I'm also the guy that told you in early June they were making the playoffs. I never lost faith. Thank you very much. Anyway, 12 more, Topper. Damn right, Professor Dutch. Have no idea which NOLA we're going to get tomorrow. I have an idea, and I don't like it. Greg Benson, Mark, thank you for speaking for all. You're very kind. You guys can speak for yourself. In this day and age, you guys can speak for yourselves. I'm just glad that we agree. Kimbrel was throwing 98 miles per hour. I trust him. If it's 98 miles per hour and it's flat, I don't trust him. Sometimes it's just a little too flat. Thank you, Mark. Phillies revenge tour started tonight. I hope so. Kimbrel's velocity hasn't been a problem in a while. It's the life on the fastball and the break on his off-speed pitches. Phillies won. Enjoy. Who's not enjoying? We should all be enjoying. I'm enjoying. Who's not enjoying? Phillies WII we sweep tomorrow. All right, I hope so. Thank you, Yanni Jonesy. What's up, Yanni Jonesy? Who is starting tomorrow? Aaron Nola is starting tomorrow. Inky was my favorite too. Max Steele, Pina Cavilla. Hell yeah, number 22. Let's go, Fightins 12 more. I love that. Love seeing all the 12 mores, man. This is great. 93 Phillies dynasty. Wait, hold on. Did somebody not? Inky, huh? You don't know Pina Cavilla? Hit a home run every 22 at bats for the 93 Phillies? Come on. What else we got here? Call me crazy. We all got crazy. Alvarado was clutch tonight. He absolutely was. The up down, I was nervous about it, but I was happy to see it. Farzy always been all in on the Fightins. That's something you can't argue. Thank you, Farzy can't bench the bar. Smile, be happy. Phillies manager had a good game tonight. No, he absolutely did. I said before the game, I saw a lot of jibba jabba when it came to starting Pache over Brandon Marsh. I was all for it. I was fine with it. I had no issue with it whatsoever. And then it ended up being the right move. It absolutely. And then when it came to pushing the right buttons for the bullpen tonight, same type thing. I know Inky just wasn't expecting him to be your favorite player. Oh, you know Inky. No, I just loved Inky growing up. When you're a kid, okay, I was 11, just turned 11 when the 93 World Series happened. And Pina Cavilla, I just remember watching Pina Cavilla, and I just remember thinking, that guy's awesome. I thought he was awesome. I just thought he was cool. Maybe it was the plunging neckline. He might have done the plunging neckline a little bit more than Nick Castellanos did the plunging neckline, if I'm not mistaken. Thanks, everybody in the chat. Yeah, you guys are fantastic, as per usual. Aaron Nola gets the ball tomorrow night, game 2, 8:08 start time for Aaron Nola. He will be opposed by, yes, another left-handed pitcher, another younger left-handed pitcher, Braxton Garrett. Braxton Garrett has made 2 starts against the Phillies so far this season. This will be his 3rd on the year. He first saw the Phillies back on July 3rd, July 8th. He went 5 innings, allowing 3 runs, all of them earned, gave up a home run. It was a 5-3 Marlins victory. Then he faced the Phillies again almost exactly a month later, August 2nd, and he gave up 3 runs in 5 innings on 6 hits. Did not give up a home run, and he walked 2. That was the long 9, 8, 12-inning affair in Miami. Luzardo had good numbers against the Phillies going into last night, but you know what? Those aren't playoff numbers. That's not facing the Phillies in the postseason. Aaron Nola's got the playoff experience. Aaron Nola, we have seen throughout his career, pitch a much better brand of baseball than what we have seen in the vast majority of this season. When you break it down with Aaron Nola and just look at what he did over his last couple of starts, yes, it should hopefully give you some amount of optimism. And believe you me, I'm going to be believing in that optimism a whole lot more than I am right now, but I'm going to believe it in a whole lot more at 8:08 tomorrow night when you see that building just being absolutely electric in South Philadelphia and seeing all you guys down there at the ballpark just being ready to party and being ready to go. I know you guys are absolutely going to bring it tomorrow night, but when it comes to Aaron Nola and what we have seen from him so far this season, or at least through the regular season, he has put up some of his worst numbers since his 2nd year in the league. If you look over at his ERA was the highest it's been in 3 years. It was the 3rd highest it's been since his 2nd year in Major League Baseball, posting a 4.78 back in 2016 ERA. Then he posted a 4.63 in 2021 and then a 4.46 this season. So not exactly the good stuff you have seen. He saved a lot of his ERA in his final 3 starts, which is a good sign, obviously. Rather have that than the opposite. This is a time we want to reach. You want him to reach in his Wayback Machine, find that good stuff again, and start writing one hell of a postseason script for himself. Would love to see the Phillies close this out tomorrow. I know you would too. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. You guys are great. One last thing before I let you guys go. One last thing. Getting this from our friend Corey Simon over there at NBC Sports Philadelphia. Where did I put this note? I thought I had it. Did I not have it? I have it. This is from Skip Schumacher, Marlins manager. I think the story was Wheeler. He was just excellent. We faced a really good pitcher. Wheeler was on his game, and we just couldn't get anything going. It's a really good team. Playoff tested. The crowd was really into it. Shocker. Thanks for watching, everybody. Alex Schmidt produced the program. We'll be back with you guys tomorrow morning for the Farzy Show. We're going to go through this game. We're going to go through what your coordinators had to say. Sean Desai talking to the media. We'll let you also, one more time in case you missed it, Hollis Thomas joined the show yesterday, or this morning, I should say, and broke down what he likes about this 4-0 Eagles team and something he might not like too much. We'll get into that conversation tomorrow as well. Then I'll be back with you guys for Fightins Postgame again right here tomorrow night as well. This has been Fightins Postgame, brought to you by the great people of Colony Pools and Power Washing. Make sure you take advantage of all they have to offer. In October and November, the best time for pressure washing your home, and Colony Pools wants you to take advantage of their special Red October pricing. Colony Pools, the official sponsor of the JAKIB Fightins Postgame Show. Just go to flywithcolony.com or call 302-762-2250. Thanks for watching, everybody. Catch you guys tomorrow. See ya.
Go to get your game on. Go for the beers. Go for the cheers. Go for the hit and the hits. Go for the stakes and the stakes. Go to get your parlay on. Go to get your party on. Go for the scene. Go for the screens. Go for the gallery. Go for the win. Go to Ocean. Visit theoceanac.com to plan your visit.
At Pond Lehocky, we've recovered billions of dollars for our clients, and we're confident we can do the same for you. With over 250 years of combined courtroom experience, we've helped over 100,000 injured clients obtain some of the largest settlements in Pennsylvania. One conversation is all it takes to help you and your family get back on track. If you've been injured in an accident, give Pond Lehocky a call.
They're carving them up and good play calling along the way. First and goal at the 6.
On the field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Staffing is not easy, but that's what we do every day, all day. The key to our success is storytelling, asking the right questions to find the right people. Hi, I'm Gary Kane, president of Kane Partners. We want to be your staffing partner.
Since 1977, it's always been about you, the community, at Rafferty Subaru. And through the Subaru Love Promise, we prove we care by supporting charities like So Good Now.
So Good Now helps kids in under-resourced areas by connecting them with student athletes to serve as mentors. We remove barriers so athletes can help youth in the corners of our communities where light and love are needed most.
When you choose Rafferty Subaru, you help organizations like So Good Now.
It's all about you at Rafferty Subaru.
Do you stream on a Roku, Fire Stick, Google TV, or Apple TV? Now you can watch 6ABC 24/7 with the 6ABC Philadelphia streaming app.
And the big story on Action News?
Search 6ABC Philadelphia and start streaming today.
EAGLES. Eagle.